Welcome to What Was They Doing, where we travel through time to uncover what different civilizations were doing at the same moment in history. Today, we're rewinding the clock to around 500 BCE, a time when the world was alive with change, culture, war, and ideas, but in very different ways depending on where you were. From India to Greece, from China to the Americas, let's dive into a moment in time like you've never seen it before. In 500 BCE, the Indian subcontinent was a hub of thought and transformation. This was the late Vedic period, a time of growing cities, expanding kingdoms, and deep philosophical inquiry. Somewhere in Magadha, a kingdom in eastern India, a young prince named Siddhartha Gautama, later known as the Buddha, was beginning a journey that would change world religion forever. Meanwhile, the Upanishads, sacred Hindu texts, were being compiled, asking deep questions about the nature of life, soul, and the universe. The foundations of Jainism were also being laid by Mahavira, preaching non-violence and self-control. India wasn't just thinking deeply, it was becoming the birthplace of ideas that would shape billions of lives. Now let's sail west to Greece, where city-states like Athens and Sparta were at odds, both philosophically and militarily. Athens was just beginning its experiment with democracy, a radical idea at the time. Meanwhile, philosophers like Pythagoras were blending math, music, and mysticism. And across the Aegean, Sparta was sharpening its spears. Their military-focused society stood in stark contrast to Athenian ideals. 500 BCE was a moment of rising tensions that would soon explode in the Persian Wars, but right now it was a time of political innovation and philosophical foundations. In China, 500 BCE was during the spring and autumn period, a time of political chaos but intellectual explosion. It's the era of Confucius, the great teacher whose ideas on respect, relationships, and ethics still influence the world today. He wasn't alone. Laozi, the founder of Taoism, was offering a completely different view: harmony with nature, letting things flow. Even though wars raged between rival states, China was also in the middle of a golden age of philosophy, poetry, and science. To the west and north, Egypt, once a mighty empire, was now under Persian control. By 500 BCE, the Achaemenid Empire, led by Darius the Great, had absorbed Egypt into its vast territory. Darius ruled from Persepolis, overseeing one of the most advanced bureaucracies in the ancient world. With roads, coinage, and governors called satraps, Persia was a multicultural superpower and would soon clash with Greece. But Egypt still held its traditions. Priests, temples, and monuments kept the old gods alive. Across the oceans in the Americas, complex societies were thriving, even if they weren't connected to Eurasia. In Mesoamerica, the Olmecs were fading, but their influence lingered in art, religion, and urban planning. Further south, in what is now Peru, the Chavín culture built temples and carved stone heads, developing early trade and religious systems. Though often overlooked, these civilizations were laying the groundwork for the Maya, Aztec, and Inca to come. In sub-Saharan Africa, the kingdom of Kush flourished in modern-day Sudan. They had once ruled Egypt, and by 500 BCE, they had their own powerful cities, like Meroe, rich in iron production and trade. In Europe's north, Celtic tribes were spreading. In Southeast Asia, early cultures were forming in Vietnam and Thailand. Humanity was writing thousands of stories, all at the same time. 500 BCE wasn't just one history, it was many, unfolding at once. While Confucius taught ethics in China, Buddha was meditating under a tree in India. While Greece debated democracy, Persia was building an empire. And across the seas, the Chavín and Olmecs were shaping cultures with no idea the others even existed. That's what we explore here. What was they doing isn't about one place. It's about the whole world, seen through the lens of time. Subscribe to the channel for more parallel journeys through history. And let us know, what point in time should we explore next?